Mike's on. Mike's on.
All right, a little after 2 on this Wednesday program. Let's get to some calls here. Yankee manager still in play. Obviously, all the Giant craziness going on with them. Jets have a big game this week. You're getting some life out of the Knicks, which is nice to see. And it was still dealing with some other stuff. Vin in Staten Island. What's up, Vin?
Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, what's happening?
Well, just real quick in regards to your last call, I'm a 49ers fan, so he makes sure the Giants get right this weekend.
Listen, the Giants should, as I said yesterday, the Giants should win that game. The Niners are incredibly,
I agree.
They're more banged up. The Niners are not in a position where they will be able to cover either Ingram or Shepard down the field.
No way.
If the Giants go about their business, and I said to you that yesterday the Niners were a 1.5 favorite. I said before a couple of days the Giants will be favored. The Giants are already favored by a point. By the time the game's played, the Giants will be favored by 3 points. Everyone realizes the Giants are on a different level. Just the fact they have Eli Manning on the field, it makes them, a touchdown better than the Niners. I mean, that's just the way it is right now.
No, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
But, hey, Mike, just a quick question on Porzingis. I just wanted to get your take. We've seen the talent in the past. The scoring was there. But are you a little surprised, because I am, and I was wrong about him, how quick he's become?
No.
Not so much a lead by example, but the vocal leader of this team?
No. Let me say this. I didn't see that until the end of last year, where I knew he was furious with how he was being treated. That's what would happen with the exit thing. You see, he felt that they never ran a play for him. He felt he had sat there and watched them lose long enough, and he was rebelling. And he might not have done it right, but what he was showing you was, I'm ready for this to happen now, and it better happen now. And,
right, because
I thought he was. I thought he was the real deal. I thought, listen, to see a guy who could move like that, score effortlessly, have the touch of a point guard, and be 7'4", I mean, is something you don't see. I mean, the guy has unique talents. I mean, extremely unique talents. He stepped out last night, made a feathery three to take the lead. On the next play, he took the ball from 20 feet, faced up, took it to the basket, and laid it in. Again, a guy 7'4" doing that on 2 consecutive plays is otherworldly. You don't see that. He put the ball on the floor. And Howard last night did him a favor. That was nice of Howard to do that. This is how guys are going to start to treat you in the league. They're going to throw you all over the court. And Howard, who's a muscle man, threw him all over the court. And, hey, I thought Howard did him a favor. He's got to learn that that's going to happen. And he's got to fight through it. And I love that I actually was angry when I turned it on and they said he hadn't scored. And I was like, he can't back down from this stuff. Then all of a sudden he started taking off again. Bobby in Farmingdale. What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Mike? Just want to get your opinion on something. How would you feel the fit for the Yankees be Willie Randolph?
I don't think he's got. Listen, I like Willie personally. I think Willie's a good baseball man. I don't think that's what the Yankees want. I think the Yankees are looking for someone who's from a different generation than Willie. I just think they are. I think they're looking for somebody who's a little younger, and it's going to be hard for Willie because they're going to think that he's not well versed in the new world of analytics. They're not going to, and I think they want someone who is. So I don't think.
Do you think that's what stops him from getting any other?
Completely. Completely. I think the modernization of the game has really hurt Willie a lot. And Willie's admitted that. We've talked about that on the show. He's admitted that. He knows that's going on. Vincent Wilton, what's up, Vince?
Hey, Mike, 2 questions. One, just a comment about the manager. Earl Weaver supposedly said, I can't win you any games, but I can lose you 5 or 6.
And you can win you 5 or 6. You can lose you a lot more, though.
And with my question about the Mariners is, from your years around them, directly and indirectly, will it be John Mara's call when Eli leaves?
Every football decision is John Mara's call.
All right, so is it possible that what McAdoo said on Sunday, Mara told him to retract?
I don't think he said anything that all he was saying was all positions are open to review. He did not say he was benching Eli.
I know, but do you think that
all he was trying, or at the moment, listen, I think he wants to show that he is treating everybody the same. which is interesting because he never treated Beckham the same. Which he never worried about Eli's feelings. He always worried about Beckham's feelings, which is kind of odd that he did that. But that was his flaw as a manager. That one you could see a mile away. He never worried about Eli's feelings because he knew Eli could take it, but he always worried about Beckham's feelings because he knew Beckham couldn't take it. And it's interesting that he handled him that way. Now, do I think that he wants to change the quarterback and the Giants won't let him? No, I don't think we're there with that. I don't think. I think he realizes right now, if he's smart, that if the Giants don't go out there beating the Niners this week and start to play with some semblance of order and win some games and show some credibility, he won't be here next year. So he needs Eli Manning right now. If he doesn't realize he needs Eli Manning, he'll wish he realized that he needs Eli Manning. If they don't get this straightened away and win some games, and I mean win some games. I'm not talking about winning one. I'm talking about if he goes out there and they get beat up and you see the Niners hustling and winning and the Giants don't show up, he might as well stay out there. Russell in Manhattan. What's up, Russell?
Hey, Mike. Thanks for taking the call.
Yeah, what's happening?
This whole week, something that you always say has been going through my head because it's like you always say, nobody in the NFL is ever as good as you think, and nobody in the NFL is ever as bad as you think. And the way that Vegas had the Jets portrayed as a 3.5-point season win total, and whatever they had for the Giants, and it's totally flip-flopped. And I just can't believe we are where we are. I mean, I knew the Jets would probably be a lot.
Circumstances play into seasons in football. Now, you can have a year like the Mets have where all your pitchers go down, and you can't do anything about it. You can lose your quarterback like Green Bay. You can't do anything about it. I mean, you go from being a 4-loss team to a 9-loss team, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, there's just no way around it. They're not going to win games without him. They built a team that was reliant on his play. But if you take the extreme position out, and it's not just about the injury of the great player, if you take that out, football is much more about the outside forces that affect you because it is such an emotional game, and teams that are playing cohesively with an intensity and with an optimism are 10 points better than the teams that are playing with no optimism, selfishly, just to get the season over. And because you have to bring an intensity to the field, otherwise you can't compete.
Absolutely. And quick question before I get off. I thoroughly believe they gave up this past weekend.
Yes, they did.
And I feel
not
like
all of them.
That,
some of them. Not
all of them. But, I mean, come on, the Eli Apple and the tackle.
There were players who
that,
did not give you a big effort. Yeah, absolutely true.
I mean, and everybody's talking about McAdoo.
Coaches won't say that, though. They'll never say that because it's
they'll never say it.
It's a death
What about
knell.
Reese? What about Jerry Reese? I mean, does he, in your opinion, right now on the spot, does he have to go? Because to me, it comes from the top down.
If things don't improve dramatically, they'll both be gone.
Agree.
I can't make it any more simple than that. As they're going right now, they're going to be gone. They're going to have to improve things. And I mean, they're going to have to come home and beat people. They're going to have to come home and win some of those games in their division. They're going to have to win some games. If they go 2-14 or 3-13, they're not going to be here. Pete in Staten Island. What's up, Pete?
Yeah, how you doing, Mike? You know, my father, God rest his soul, used to have an expression, old Italian expression, the fish stinks from the head.
That is that's a very well-known expression. Fish stinks from the head down, yes.
Absolutely. And you know, I hate to bring Tom's name into this, Coughlin, but, you know, you and I have discussed the fact that Tom didn't handle the Beckham situation right in the first place. He never did. However, I want to move on from that because we already know that is a point. Jerry Reese and Bob and Ben McAdoo, Jerry Reese, during the handling of Beckham, he never said a word. And neither did McAdoo. And then Mara had to come out through this whole thing and step up to the plate and speak on their behalf. And my other point is, during McAdoo's, or McAdoo, the way I want to say it, during his press conferences, Mike, I'll tell you, they are so bland. And
but bland doesn't matter. You know, bland isn't. It's not a vaudeville act. I mean, bland isn't the answer. First of all, the press conferences, how you handle them is based more on winnings and losses than it is about anything else. It's a question of how you fend them off when you're losing. When you win, they're easy. When you win, they're always easy. When you lose, you got to fend them off. That's how it works. Casey and Bethpage, what's up, Casey?
Yeah, I'm a long-time Giants season ticket holder, and I bought the PSL for $15,000
Right.
a couple years ago.
Right.
I just sold my tickets the rest of the year, all my home game tickets, for $125 apiece.
Is that good?
No, I lost my tickets cost more than $125.
Oh, okay. I figured the Cowboy game you'd get more.
No, I got $125.
Okay.
For upper deck, 25-yard line.
Gotcha.
Now, my problem with the team is not the owner, because he, like you said, he picked the coach. But the coach is not a head coach. He went 11-5 last year. I gave him a lot of credit. He handled the players well. They played good in Green Bay. Since that game, he lost the playoff game. Then he's 1-7. And to me, when you have all the nonsense of players not showing up, players not playing hard, players suspended for whatever, that's a reflection on the coach. All right, the head coach. He's in charge of the players. So to me, in your second year, if you lost control of the locker room, all right, and you might go, say, 4-12 after going to the playoffs, you're not welcome back, in my opinion. If you take an 11-5 team and then go 4-12, I'm sorry. That's on the coach. And when you go 4-12 in New York and you charge these ticket prices, you get out. You got to go.
Yeah,
that's just a fact. I mean, that's just a fact, right, Mike?
Well, that's not how they do it. How they do it is they look at the optics of the season late in the season. That's how they believe in things. Now, again, there are guys who aren't on 1 year tenures. Tom Coughlin wasn't on a 1 year thing. He had already won 2 Super Bowls. He had a grace period. It took him 3 years of losing to leave. And he got another year. He went back and got a third year. One of the problems was, and it was very difficult for John Mara to get rid of him. One of the problems was Tisch wanted him to go after the second year. He thought it was time. And I guess they made an agreement where one more losing year, and I'll agree. He had the next losing year. Tom couldn't save John couldn't save Tom, even if he wanted to, because he had promised Tisch that one more and he's out. He lost again. Now, what Tom was upset about was that they spent all that money the year after he left. That's what he was ticked about. They spent $200 million on defense the year after he left. So he felt he was being set up a little bit. Listen, he wasn't. They loved him. It just, circumstances didn't work. And Tom let Beckham off the hook. McAdoo let Beckham off the hook. Ownership has let Beckham off the hook until finally John got enough mail and his fan base was upset enough by the antics in the end zone that he finally responded to it. John will always respond to letters. So if you think your voice doesn't count with John, letters mattered to his father, letters matter to him. They do. Here's the Mink Man.